Alrighty. So, just as a quick recap of everything and elaborating on a couple of things, I'll just go through a couple character sheets and how I've organized them so you can easily find stuff. So, here is a name. You can just put your name Isabel for this document, or you can come up with a character name. I'm really bad with names, but I will try to incorporate your fantasy name if you so choose. This is just your race and class listed above, and velocidad is your speed. So this is how fast you can go. And just moving along, you can go 25 feet in a round, which a round is about 6 seconds. So in 6 seconds, Isabel can go 25 feet, which isn't bad. It's a little slower than most, but it's still good. These numbers, if they're left up here, don't mean anything. This was just leftovers that I haven't cleaned up, so if they're there, ignore them. These are your stats all laid out. So as we can see, Isabel is a very dexterous girl. She can move around, and likewise her AC is very high because even though she might not be like the most heavily armored, she's moving around a lot, and as we see in her other stats, not the most wise, but nothing is truly bad. As we go down to saves, we see that anything that requires like a strength save or an intelligence save, she's going to struggle with. So maybe a bully has popped up and challenged her to a knowledge contest and she has to make a knowledge save. She might not be the greatest at that, and it's going to be more up to chance. But if it's a charisma save, oh boy, anything with charisma, she's got it. And the skills are just more specific to that. So, like athletics, not the most athletic paladin. But if you need to sneak around somewhere, she's got that. And looking down here, she's also trained with some medicine. The bolded skills are the skills you are better in than most. And intimidation, very intimidating. And as we scroll down, linguas is just the languages that you speak. So if it comes into play where a certain character might be speaking a language that most people don't know, you can look on down here. It's like, hey, I speak Mediano. I can understand this person. And now here is the attacks that we have. So as we can see, we have an esolte, which is a bladed whip in one hand and a shield in the other. And this is the name of it and the English there, so you know what it is. We have the bonus to hit, so when we roll that d20 to attack, you would add this +7 to it. So roll a 12, that'll be a 19. And then the damage. Like I said, we have the dice being different than the d20. So this would be an 8-sided die, which for all intents and purposes is the double pyramid dice. And you would roll that and add 5 to your damage. And creating an escudo, a shield, isn't as well to hit, and it doesn't do as much damage, but it's a blunt instrument. So you can bash it into something that maybe has a weakness to bashing damage. You don't know. So the class abilities just has the stuff that you can do special. So Suertodo, lucky. When you roll a nat 1 on the die, you are allowed one reroll on that. You must take this reroll result. So, whenever Isabel rolls a nat 1, she has a chance to take it again, get a second chance. And she also has Imposición de Manos, lay on hands. The touch soothes the body. You may touch an ally and heal them for 5 hit points. Alternatively, you may choose to recover a single illness from your ally. You can do this up to 4 times per day. So that's a healing touch. That's an ability that could be really useful. And all the abilities have a description about what they do and some visualization. So as we head over to Violetas, we we see the same things. We have the name up here, which is blank for you. Dracónicos Brujo. We have the Velocidad, which is 30 feet. Number's still up here. And we have the stats, and as we can see, they're a bit more even and clustered together, but we see that she excels at Constitución saves and Charisma saves. So when it has something to do with toughness, like say poison getting splashed into you for how much it affects you, that's what you would use. But we also see that she's a bit easier to hit, and that makes sense. She's a spellcaster. She doesn't typically wear like armor, and she doesn't have a very high destreza. So Violeta has a weakness of being easier to hit. And as we scroll down, we see that anything doing with our arcana, like knowing what monster this is that got summoned from a plane not native, or deceiving people, intimidating, and making them see her way. She's really good at that, but as we see here, not the most athletic. So these are the things that Violeta is good at. Linguas is commoning Dracónicos, and she has a lanza, short spear, and all the information is here, and we have an extra little note that when this lanza is held with two hands, it does a d8 plus 2 instead of that. So some weapons have the ability to change what they do based on how you hold them, and they'll all be listed here, and if there's any special rules for it or things they can do, I'll make sure to list it. And it also has a range of 20 feet, so Violeta can chuck the spear 20 feet away from her and hit her target accurately. So now, spells. This is all for the spellcasters in the party. So, 0 level spells can be used as many times per day as your heart desires. So, if you want to use your Rociada de Beneo, you can use it as many times as you want. You can spray poison at everyone. But as we scroll down to this, we can't really use the Represión Infernal very spammably, if you will. You only have 2 of these spells per day. So you can cast Represión Infernal twice in one day, or you can cast Oscuridad y Represión Infernal, or you can cast 2 Oscuridad. You gotta kind of think of, okay, if I do this now, I won't have it later. And when your character rests in game, that's when they get their spells back. If we leave for the day and come back, they still have that spell lost, unless your character sleeps. And then spells all take 1 action to do. So it takes the same amount of time to cast a spell as it does to swing a sword. And you can't do both in the same round. So you can either swing your weapon, your lanza, or you can cast Represión Infernal. You have to make that choice. And you got to strategize that what's more useful to everything. And I think that covers everything that I have. So, there we go. So if you have any questions for this on any of the 3 videos, leave them in the comments below. And that's all I got. I hope you guys enjoy what I have to offer. I got some pretty cool stuff prepared, and I'm hoping to have a fun time with this, and hopefully this will kick off the summer and end your senior year with a highlight. Peace.